everybody. Good morning, everybody. That sounds more like it. I feel like I know some of you because I would have spoken to you on the phone before and encouraging you to submit your videos and congratulating you on sending your videos, on the quality of the videos that you sent. So I'm really happy. I'm delighted to see you and meet you in person this morning. Thank you very much for coming. As Marielle introduced me, I am Alana Marie Gopal, Marketing Manager of Bocas Lit Fest, and we're very happy to welcome you to the second annual prize-giving ceremony of Dragonzilla's Short Story Writing Challenge 2021. So to tell you more about our challenge and how it came about, our director of the NGC Children's Bocas Lit Fest, Danielle DeLon, but she has recorded remarks for you all. And so we will play it now, if you could turn your attention to the screen.
10 years ago, the Bocas Lit Fest established a storytelling caravan that traveled annually throughout Trinidad and Tobago. We were often asked why we did it. We did it because we wanted to arouse a curiosity in children that would eventually lead to an appreciation of good literature, and because we recognize the need to raise the level of literacy in children by involving them in an activity that was educational and fun. Over the years, 11 destinations were visited annually, including children's homes, and our success was defined by the children's stories published in the books, which we did every year. Our home in Tobago is at the Scarborough Library, and when in 2020 our plans to visit Charlottesville were scuttled twice because of this pandemic, this innovative idea of a children's short story writing challenge, really a competition, was initiated online. And here we are at the second prize-giving event for the Dragonzilla's Short Story Challenge for Children of Trinidad and Tobago 2021. This year's program was possible because of our partnership with the Tobago Library Services that oversaw the work of the judges and brought this year's event to a wonderful conclusion. The children once again participated in their numbers, and we will continue to provide new, innovative, and interesting learning experiences for the children of Trinidad and Tobago. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ms. DeLon, for sending her remarks. And as she mentioned, our special partners this year, the Tobago Library Services, we could not have done it without them and their hard work and them sourcing the judges who would have chosen the winners that we're going to announce today. So here to bring us remarks and greetings from NALIS, our partners for the previous 10 years of the NGC Children's Bocas Lit Fest, is Ms. Debbie Goodman, Manager of Corporate Communications.
Mrs. Salandi Brown, founder of the NGC Bocas Lit Fest, other distinguished ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, parents and guardians, members of the media, and although the following persons are not here with us today, help me recognize them: the Honorable Nyan Gatsby-Dolly, Minister of Education, Danielle DeLon, Children's Director of the NGC Bocas Lit Fest, and Ms. Heather Gray, Librarian 4 of Tobago Library Services. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. I bring you greetings on behalf of the members of the board, the Executive Director, members of the management team, and staff of NALIS. 2021 marks the second year the Dragonzilla Short Story Writing Challenge has been hosted during the pandemic. This year's edition was coordinated by staff of the Tobago Library Services under the guidance of Ms. Heather Gray, Librarian 4. Many thanks to Ms. Gray and her staff for all their hard work, and of course in Ms. Gray's address you will be provided with further details about her staff's involvement, which led to the competition's tremendous success. Creative competitions such as these provide opportunities for boys and girls to think creatively, write persuasively, present well-connected ideas, express themselves, and build confidence. Given the pandemic, the additional component of making the stories available online in video format serves to improve cultural understanding, enhance communication and listening skills, and help sharpen memory and make learning easier. And of course, not to mention that many boys and girls across the world, because it's online, would see and hear you. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, the year 2021 also marks 12 years since NALIS and the NGC Bocas Lit Fest joined forces to promote literacy and foster a love for literature through the staging of Trinidad and Tobago's first literary festival. Save for the years of the pandemic, the festival was hosted at the National Library in Port of Spain, and the Children's Storytelling Caravan was part of that festival. What I liked most about the Children's Storytelling Caravan is that everyone was able to gather, have fun, and share their wonderful stories in the beautifully decorated and welcoming Port of Spain Children's Library. We are confident that when the pandemic is over, we would all see you again at the library. The relationship between NALIS and the Bocas Lit Fest has been mutually beneficial. Our collaboration on a number of projects is indicative of approaches which should be taken in every aspect of life, even at home and with your schoolmates. Through collaboration and teamwork, barriers are broken, problems are solved easier, and there's opportunity to share skills. We at NALIS are laser focused on the provision of library and information services in order to facilitate the development of the people of Trinidad and Tobago. Our libraries host adult youth literacy classes. We provide free computer and Wi-Fi services. Our storytelling sessions are held at libraries and online for the enjoyment of all. We provide services to the visually impaired so that they too can have equitable access to information and, like you boys and girls and parents, can use the information or our library's resources to improve their lives. We provide information on topics about Trinidad and Tobago, the region, and the world. And we have invested in e-books, e-magazines, and other e-resources. Our website at www.nalis.gov.tt has a wealth of information to help you in your subject areas in school. So if you have those wonderful projects, you can go to the website. So NALIS's physical and online libraries are fun places to learn. In conclusion, I take this opportunity to congratulate all the participants of the 2021 Dragonzilla Short Story Writing Challenge. You are all winners. I'm sure that your parents were integral in the process, so I want to also thank the mummies and the daddies and all the other guardians who were part of the process. So, I want you to sit back and enjoy the rest of today's proceedings. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ms. Goodman, and thank you, NALIS, for all you continue to support us in. And now we have the remarks of virtually. We will hear from the Honorable Assemblyman Marcelin Melville Jack, Secretary of the Division of Education, Innovation and Energy in the Tobago House of Assembly, who helped us with the judging of the challenge this year.
I greet you in the precious name of our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. It is my distinct pleasure to extend congratulations to the participants and finalists in this year's Bocas Lit Fest Short Story Writing Challenge. While the pandemic has halted opportunities for physical interaction, I am heartened that the Bocas Lit Fest has embraced the new normal and shifted their approach to accommodate today's constantly changing environment. Writing is a vehicle for communication, history, literature, art, and other creative aspects of our lives. It also helps to improve our analytical and problem-solving skills. Writing provides our children with an outlet for expression which can be utilized throughout their academic journey. Today's digital era has not reduced the need for writers. On the contrary, it has increased the need for greater expression and creativity as interactions have moved solely online. Today, I am pleased that boys and girls between the ages of 5 to 12 have accepted this challenge and taken advantage of the opportunity to express their COVID experience through their individual understanding of the world around them. Writing and orating yield many benefits. It provides us with the ability to explain ourselves, serves as a record for the future, improves focus and connection with ourselves, and increases knowledge, creativity, and imagination. In the words of Anais Nin, we write to taste life twice, in the moment and in retrospect. Boys and girls, let this not be your only stint at literary expression. You can belong to the next generation of local writers like J.D. Elder or Earl Lovelace. You can become the next best-selling author or orator of stories that will be told for generations to come. The Division of Education, Innovation and Energy will continue to support these programs as we recognize the valuable contributions that they make to the development of creativity within our society. Congratulations to all competitors, category winners, and People's Choice selections. I wish the Bocas Lit team great success in all future programs and initiatives that will service literacy within our Twin Island society. God bless you all. I thank you.
Okay, and so in a strange twist of fate, our next set of remarks are from Dr. the Honorable Nyan Gatsby Dolly, the Minister of Education, and she is actually at a retreat in Tobago. So we're feeling the Tobago love all around. She sent her remarks, and I will read them out on her behalf. So children, use your imagination. Imagine this is the minister speaking. Crick, crack, monkey breaky back for a piece of pomerac. Our little ones will not know this saying, but I am sure many of the writers here today are familiar with it. Whether used to start the telling of story or end it because you don't want any evil story, any evil spirits to follow you, storytelling has a very rich history in Trinidad and Tobago. Once upon a time, a long, long time ago, before we had television, radio, and if you can imagine, the internet, where we now get our stories via YouTube, news outlets, and social media, the village griot was the holder of all stories. The children of the village would gather on evenings to hear his folklore stories of Papa Bois or Daddy Bouchon, Laja Bless, Dwen, and Lugahu. And while each story caused some fear in the little ones who listened, what was more important was that through their artful delivery, these stories not only entertained, they fostered imagination, expression, and creativity. While we no longer have the village griot, we still have many, many storytellers to share the rich traditions of our culture. Our greatest stories have been told through our music, most noteworthy being our calypsos. In the words of the late Brother Resistance, Lutalo Masimba, by calypso our stories are told. And while calypso in its original format may seem like a dying art form, it is my hope that through the annual junior competition it can be preserved. I am, however, heartened by the genre of rhapso and the great popularity of spoken word, which still remains part of the NGC Bocas Lit Fest annual festival calendar. Whether it be through traditional storytelling, music, dance, painting, or poetry, stories and the telling of stories is what captures our imagination and holds our collective history. The stories told by these children at such a tender age will remain in their archives as a critical point in their lives. I watched some of the stories and was so delighted by the expression-filled execution in delivery, in hearing and experiencing their emotions and responses to what has been a very trying time for us, and more so for them. I was blown away by their enthusiasm, their talent, and while I know the mummies and daddies may have helped just a little with stage development and costuming, listening and watching some of the presentations helped me escape from the stresses of my day. This Dragonzilla short story writing challenge successfully achieved its objective of encouraging creativity and love of writing in this under 12 age group. It truly unleashed the children's creativity and I hope inspired them to continue writing and expressing themselves. Writing and storytelling teaches comprehension, expression, grammar, language, vocabulary. It helps manage emotions by sharing life experiences, and in this case of the last almost 2 years, cope with difficult circumstances. To the parents, I ask that you don't let today be the end of this journey of storytelling for and with your little ones. This has been a very useful exercise in helping them cope with this new normal in a constructive and entertaining way. You may not know it, and it may not have manifested itself in an obvious way, but this exercise has helped these children cope with the mental stresses of a pandemic. So as I close, I want to thank the executive and team at the NGC Bocas Lit Fest for being brave in choosing this theme. Our children have experiences, and we must encourage them to share them in whatever form, as what is important is that they share, that they communicate. The NGC Bocas Lit Fest is preserving this rich tradition through their annual events, and I wish to thank and congratulate them for their work. I thank NGC for its continued sponsorship, having seen the continued value of this festival, and for NALIS and the Tobago Library Services. So I will end as I began, just in case the folklore has merit. Crick, crack, monkey breaky back, for a piece of Pamarak. Thank you and God bless. And now, for what you're waiting for, we'll hear from Ms. Heather Gray, librarian at the Tobago Library Services. She'll tell you about the judges' thoughts, and then we'll get into the announcement of the winners.
Greetings all. My name is Heather Gray, and I'm the acting librarian with responsibility for the Tobago Library Services. It is my privilege to state that this year, the 2021 Bocas Lit Fest Children's Short Story Writing Challenge saw the Tobago Library Services partnering with Bocas Lit Fest Children's Programming team to host the contest. This collaboration was fostered on a series of joint activities over time that began when the Scarborough Library reopened its doors in 2015. Significant among these activities has been the Bocas Lit Fest annual Children's Caravan. This has been an opportunity on different occasions for various groups of the library's children to have engaged in storytelling and story writing. They had the pleasure of their stories being edited and included in final annual publications. It was in this context that we were quite willing to work with the Bocas Lit team to manage the second short story writing challenge, an activity that had its birth in 2020. The library was mainly charged with the role of overseeing the judging procedure of the challenge. Stories were received from 2 categories of children, ages 5 to 8 and 9 to 12 years. There were a total of 101 entries, 16 5 to 8s and 85 9-12s. 10 judges presided at the preliminary stage of the process. These judges came from the field of storytellers, authors, teachers, and librarians. The persons with the 10 highest scores in each category advanced to the finals. They were required to produce a creative and entertaining video performing the story they had written. This stage of the judging was completed by 4 members of the library staff. There was a special prize awarded to the People's Choice in both categories, and this was enabled through an invitation to vote on the videos uploaded on the library's Facebook page. And so we are here today. Storytelling, and by extension, story writing, are areas of human expressions that libraries are committed to supporting, and the Tobago Library Services has had a long history of doing so. The restrictions we have had to navigate during the COVID-19 pandemic has meant that we have not been able to host our annual storytelling competition in its usual format. And so we see this collaboration as a very satisfying and meaningful way to continue to honor this commitment. The stories have been quite unique in some instances, inspiring and entertaining. The efforts made by the participating children have been quite commendable, and we see this as an indication of there being a foundation that can produce personal and community excellence. We salute you. I say well done and thank you.
So from 101 entries to the top 10. So our festival founder, and director, Marina Salandi Brown, will now introduce the prize-giving segment.
Good morning, boys, girls, boys, I should say girls, boys, mums, dads, grannies, aunts, uncles. Hello, Dragonzilla. Everybody who's actually been working with you to make you good writers, good readers, and even good, big, really, really good video makers. Give you all yourselves a big round of applause. Wherever you are, for all of them, for all 101, imagine 101 children took on the challenge. Imagine that. 101 children took on the challenge to really imagine what it is like to live in a time that is not just about COVID-19, but to imagine what it's like to tell us a story about, after they'd examined what they were thinking and what they were feeling, they put it all into a story. And these stories just blew our minds, you know, and transported us. That is quite an achievement, really, really. Hey, let's give them a big high five. Yeah, great stuff. Now, you know, Dragonzilla and I were talking a little bit earlier, and he said to me something was really quite interesting, which I'm going to repeat. Is that all right? Okay. So what he said is this, that his challenge, which is named after him, is really not just about winning, right? But we all like to win. Of course, we all love to win. But it isn't really about winning. It really is about giving each one of you, every boy and girl, an opportunity to imagine, to think, to develop your skills, because when you write, you develop your skills. It really is an opportunity, and he's so happy, aren't we, that everybody, that all 100 people, you know, of you, children, took it on. The other thing that we were talking about earlier on, which, is it all right to share that with them? Is it tips? We came up with 2 tips for all you budding writers, and it's this. The more you read, the better a writer you become. Because you can't just write stories out of nothing. You've really got to read other people's stories. The more you read, the better writer you become. So that's tip number 1. And what was tip number 2? Oh, well, that's an easy one. That's an easy one. The more you do it, the better you get at it. That's an easy one, yeah? So thank you, Dragonzilla. So I think now, should we give out the prizes? Okay, good. So how are we going to do this, Dragonzilla? You need to bring the prizes.
We want to acknowledge the very special stories that round up the top 10 in 2021 Dragonzilla's Short Story Writing Challenge. So, in the 5 to 8 category, we want to recognize Rehan Amarali for his story, The COVID Dragon. And we want to recognize Adishri Samlal, The Magic of Hope, in the 5 to 8 category. Adishri, come on up. We want to recognize Luke Friday in the 5 to 8 category. Hi, Luke. Fun in the time of COVID, a COVID story at home. We want to recognize Christopher Straker, Lockdown Chronicles. Yes, so that's the 5 to 8 category. Thank you, Auntie Debbie. Auntie Marina will give out for the 9 to 12s. Laban John for his story, How I Saved the World. We want to recognize Jania Ned for her story, Who Will Win? We want to recognize a story by Camron Bartholomew, The Day COVID-19 Made Me Sad. We have Shay Kurai with his story, No Way Out. No, Shay didn't come today, so we will keep his prize for him. In the 5 to 8 category, the 6th place winner, Vishawn Gosyne, My COVID Experience in Trinidad and Tobago. Congratulations, Vishawn. And Vishawn, don't go too far because you are also the People's Choice winner in the 5 to 8 category. In 5th place, in the 5 to 8 category in Dragonzilla's Short Story Writing Challenge, we have a Tobagonian participant, so she's not here with us, Celis Amara Oliver, but we congratulate Celis Amara Oliveri, the ogre in me. And in 4th place in this category, 5 to 8, a little gentleman who's dressed in a very dapper way today, Kirin Lee, a dragon named COVID. And so now we go to the 9 to 12 category. And in 6th place, Miss Goodman will give out the prizes for the 9 to 12. In 6th place, with my assignment, Arissa Edwards. In 5th place, we actually have another Tobago contestant, and it is Celis Amara's sister. So Sahai Oliveri is the 5th place winner in the 9 to 12 category, and she wrote a story called The Cedar Door. And in 4th place, in the 9 to 12 category, congratulations to Victoria Andrews, We Zessing Still.
Hi, good morning. And here we are in Tobago in the lovely, lovely village of Goodwood. We have a view of the sea behind us. I don't know if you can see it, but I'm here. My name is Danielle Delon. I'm the director of the NGC Children's Bocas Lit Fest. And I'm here and I'm absolutely happy to present two presents to two prize winners of our short story challenge. I should say Dragonzilla's short story writing challenge. And they both had such interesting presentations, showing a lot of imagination. Actually, I believe it was Sahai. It was Sahai who presented with as a door. She made a presentation, a story as a door, and Salise was dressed in green. She was painted green. So I'm going to hand this this mic over now and present the gifts with a distance between us, and then we'll go from there. Well, congratulations, Sahai.
Thank you very much.
Congratulations, Salise,
Thank you very
Oliveri.
much.
They're both Oliveri. They both happen to be sisters. Tell me something, Salise. So, how did you invent and create your wonderful story? I saw you dressed in green.
I invented my story whenever I heard of the pandemic. I became angry, like Shrek.
Okay. Morning, Sahai. Sahai, I'm so curious to know how you became aware of Dragonzilla's short story writing challenge.
I became aware when my standard 5 teachers of Scarborough Roman Catholic School, Tobago, sent it into the WhatsApp chat.
Oh, that's fabulous. And what made you think of being a door?
I thought of being a door because it was just so unique and out of the box that I doubted that other people would have thought of being a door in their story.
Well, congratulations. And I hope you enjoy your prize.
Thank you.
In third place, in the 5 to 8 category in this year's Dragonzilla Short Story Writing Challenge, we have Nia Siratan Singh, Surviving the COVID-19 Nightmare. In second place, Savion McIntosh with The Fight of Faith. And in first place, so the winner of the 2021 Dragonzilla Short Story Writing Challenge 2021, David Ryan, A Familiar Prison. So we go from third and up again. In third place, in the 9 to 12 category, Ashmita Ramoutar, Petals of Love. And Ashmita, you could give Daddy your gifts because you have to come right back up because you are the People's Choice winner in the 9 to 12 category. So the People's Choice winner was based on the video. So Ashmita, your storytelling and your filmmaking future is set. So the second place winner in the 9 to 12 category, Zayne Martin, Trapped at Home, My COVID-19 Experience. The winner of the 9 to 12 category of this year's Dragonzilla Short Story Writing Challenge, Josh Hansraj, Finger Licking Freedom. If you all remember, Josh won last year in the 5 to 8 category, and now he's the winner of the 9 to 12. So that brings us to the end of this part of the ceremony. We want to thank you all for attending. We want to thank all the children who entered and sent in their stories and their videos. A special thanks to the National Gas Company, who has continued to sponsor the Bocas Lit Fest and the NGC Children's Bocas Lit Fest for all these years. To our judges from the Tobago Library Services, our partners at NALIS who always support us, Auntie Danielle, the director of the NGC Children's Bocas Lit Fest, who couldn't be here with us today but worked so hard to make this challenge happen, the rest of the Bocas Lit Fest team, and until next year, you have to come and get Josh's first prize, y'all. Until next year, happy writing, happy reading. Thank you.